Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to work on a pen for a friend, and this is a Pokemon character. I actually don't know the name of this character because I don't really know much about Pokemon, but this is the little guy that we're going to be putting on the pen. I made that and with vinyl, printable vinyl. I'll be using that that blue glitter, and that is the UV resin that I use, and I've been using it for a few pens now, and it works really, really well. Not only that, it's lasted me a whole lot. First, I'm going to put on my little glovey so that I can use the resin, because I do not let it touch my bare hand if I can help it. I already spray painted the pen. As you can see, I used the InkJoy gel pens, and I already spray painted it white for a base coat, even though you pretty much won't see it over the glitter. But the glitter that I bought is from Amazon. It is good, and it there's a lot of it, even though they're little vials, but you need a couple layers of coverage, so I spray it white to kind of help. I spray white for the lighter colors and black for darker colors, and I don't use a lot of UV resin for the layer. I just sprayed a little bit, spread it out, pour one thin layer, spread it out, and then here we go with the glitter to put the first layer on. It usually takes at least two, so I just kind of sprinkle it on there generously. I really like this color. It's a beautiful, I don't know, would you call it teal? Or just a blue-green-ish. I don't know. It's beautiful. I love it. And I think it kind of matches the little Pokemon character, which is why I picked that color. I thought it would go nice with the little gold accents that I'm going to be adding later on in the video. So basically, I used to use two-part epoxy, but I had to stop because it really messed with my eyes. It gave me a really bad allergic reaction, and it's a shame because I enjoyed making a lot of bigger projects with it. You can't make as big projects, or I haven't tried to be honest, with the UV. But you could with the resin, with the epoxy, I mean. So here we go. This is my own little contraption that I made so that I don't have to hold my pens, and it holds 3 at a time, which is fine for now because I don't usually make bulk pens yet. But I got those at Amazon too, little pen holders, and I just use a Dollar Tree cutting board, and then my hands are free, which is good while it cures for a little bit. Gives me time to pick up my glitter. Then when it's done, it dries up pretty fast for the first layers of glitter. I only put it for like 60 seconds really, and then it's ready for the next layer, and I put just another thin layer of UV resin on there. Spread that around a bit. I will pick up some of the glitter that hasn't stuck to it, but it's fine because, it's just going to spread around there again while I'm pouring it on there. I'm not doing it too rough, obviously, because I'm not trying to scrape off glitter. I just want to make sure that I'm spreading the UV resin as far and as into all of the nooks and crannies. So then here we go with our second spreading of the glitter. If I run out, I just scoop some more up and put it on there. Works perfectly fine. The problem with those little cups are that to put it back in, you have to pull off that little shaker part. So I don't usually put it on until I know I'm done. Then, as you see here, I try not to waste as much as I can, so I take a glove and I will use that glove and cut each little finger hole so I can use all 5 of them, which gives me 5 different projects to work on, because I will reuse those little finger parts. If I wipe it with a baby wipe, I can reuse it a few times, which is what I usually do. So a whole glove gives me a couple projects at least. So now that it's dry, I'm going to put on another layer of the resin, and this is just the layer to help smooth out the pen. I'm not going to be putting any more glitter on here. I'm just trying to spread that out so that the pen will you know, get smoother so that the glitter won't be dripping anywhere, and we'll get a better, smoother feel for the pen. So I add this layer. I do put a little more resin when I'm doing this part, and I will put this under the lamp probably for a minute, 2 minutes, and then I will take it and put it in the sun for a little while too, while I just get all of my other. There was a little gap there. I saw that there was still a little white spot that I didn't like, so I went ahead and put a little glitter, even though I didn't epoxy that part, but it's fine. It was just a little spot. Once it's done and dry, and I bring it back out of the sun, that's the grit I use, 150, and I smooth it out. I think by that time it's 2 layers of glitter and then a layer of resin on top, so it's fine to lightly, I don't do it too crazy, to spread out, to sand it down so that it has a little bit of smoothness to it. Now, I'm cutting a corner here because this is a pen for a friend. It's not anything that I'm trying to sell. I don't really sell right now. I'm just having fun creating. And I'm going to sand it, and then I'm going to wipe off the little dust particles, and I'm going to move on to the next step. Sometimes you would add another layer of resin to get it even smoother, but I'm not doing that because I don't want my pen to get too bulky. So I feel it's soft enough. Now I'm going to take a little bit of alcohol and wipe up that dust that was created by sanding it down. And I'll move on to the next step, which technically, that's just how I do it. Some people probably do it a different way, but this is just how I've chosen to try and do it. It's, you know, there's not a lot of bumps or any glitter sticking out or anything like that. It's just not super smooth at this point, but you can't really tell. Now, I made some decals with my Cricut. I went ahead and tried that offset setting, and I'm going to do the black for the back offset, and the name will be in a gold. It's not exactly the same gold as I'm going to use with the gold leaf, but again, this is a gift for a friend, and I'm just playing around with different techniques and stuff, so I'm not expecting perfection, but hopefully something that's cute and that she'll enjoy using. As you see, I'm weeding the colors. I have a really cheap tool. It's actually, I think, meant to be for like acne and stuff. But I had my Cricut official weeding tool. I just don't know what I did with it. So I found this online, and I just wanted to get back to doing stuff quickly, so I ordered that, and it's been working really well for me. Actually, you'll notice that I burnish the vinyl onto my transfer tape with the opposite side of that instead of using like a credit card or something else, and for little tiny projects it will work. I'm having a little trouble unsticking it there, but it's coming along. There, see? I do wish that gold matched a little more with the other one, but unfortunately, since they're products from different places and different companies, they're not all going to be a perfect match, so you do what you can. All right, so here you're going to see that I'm going to layer my vinyl up. Most of you probably, this is something that you do very often, so it's not, you're not watching anything amazing right here, just part of the process, but this is how it works when I'm doing decals. Like I mentioned, this is actual vinyl, different colored vinyl. This I use, sometimes they're permanent, sometimes they're not, but since it's all going under the resin anyway, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be. I actually prefer like the Hobby Lobby brand of vinyl because it's very thin And that works for me because it then is more flexible, and since it's going to go under the resin anyway, it doesn't matter because it's not going to fall off. You're not going to have to worry about that. And there we see it. It's for Ashley. Now I'm going to check the pen and see where I want to put these decals. The little Pokemon character is from printable vinyl. I bought it off Amazon, the vinyl, and I wish it was a little bit thinner. It's actually, a decent thickness, but I have had a bit of trouble with them lifting a tiny little bit when I try to put it under the resin because it's a little bit thicker. So it's one of those things that you kind of have to figure out how to manage it. Here I am trying to decide where best to place it. And I give it a good press and a good squeeze and try to make sure that every little edge is pressed down, every little corner, every little spot. And Ashley is a lefty, so I'm trying to make sure that I put the name the correct way so that she can see it while she's writing. I'm a lefty too, so I really enjoy making my pen designs for left-handed people, and honestly, at least the people that I surround myself with, most of them are right-handed, so I don't get too much of an option to do lefty pens, except for myself and my daughter, who's also a lefty. But how many pens could she really use? So because it's 2 layers, it does kind of stick up a little. I got to make sure that I'm careful with that I press it down well. I went ahead and used another little decal because I thought that it looked a little plain. Even though I knew I was going to be adding the gold leaf, it looked a little bit plain. So I had printed a few different sizes of the little Pokemon character to see which one best fit, so I might as well use it. And there you go. That's kind of what it looks like. I'm showing you that that's what I do. I spray clear on there to help the decal stick. And then I move on to, if the spray paint is a little bit tacky, I will start putting the gold leaf on there. It didn't do as well as I thought it would. It didn't stick. So I went ahead and did a layer of epoxy, which you don't really see on this video because I thought you might get bored of watching so many steps. But I did do another layer of epoxy, of resin, same difference, I guess. And that was a little bit tacky, and then that helped the gold leaf stick much better. Here it is after I added the last layer of epoxy, and this was after I put the gold leaf. And here you can see that the hole for the pen topper is blocked by the bit of resin and some of the gold leaf. And just, while we're creating the cup, while we're creating the pen, some bits go in there. So I have my little mini drill or Dremel tool, and there's a piece that fits perfectly to get into that hole. So I know that if that piece will fit in the hole, then the topper will fit into the clicker or whatever you want to call it. So that's how I usually do it. I'll just kind of slide it in there and then just let it kind of drill out whatever little piece is stuck in there that I don't need, that's causing the clicker not to work. So sometimes, no matter what I do, that little tool isn't going to go in there because there's too much buildup. I do have another tool that I have decided to reach for, and that one has a pointy edge, and then I just use that little pointy edge, which you will see here, and I just kind of give it a gentle scrape along the inside. That way the resin that's built up inside will come out, but it will not damage the outer edges. So you'll see that there was quite a bit of resin buildup. But once I loosen that up, then I can get that other tool and the drill back inside there and clear out that path. Now I'll try again with that little tip, and it should relatively easily fit. Well, did I say relatively easily? There you go. So there it went. Then I just kind of, roll it around the edges just to make sure that I get all the pieces out. If there's anything sticking up, I will just kind of shave it down with that tip, and we're good. Simple. Then I blow out any dust that might be in there, and I test the little clicker tip again to see before there you go. And when it works, I'm done. Now I take the pen apart, knock it down, get any little dust that might be in there, and we put the pen together to see and make sure that it works. It's very satisfying after you've created a pen to put it together and see that it works. So let's see, is it gonna click? There it goes. It works. It works. There it is, the pen for Ashley. And then I will show you a better, closer look to it. There you have it, my finished product. The pen for Ashley with glitter, UV resin, printable vinyl, and some gold leaf. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I appreciate you sticking around to watch, and I hope to see you on the next one.